So you're still tuned into Motown Show, and this is indeed the commercial vehicle edition. And from understanding only the clean truck energy side, we move forward to a company which is very much diversified in its natures. Yes, of course, they have a very great presence in the electric space, but it's not just limited to the commercial vehicle side. They're working on electric three-wheelers, they're working on electric tractors, and lots more. I'm talking about Montra Electric, which is a part of Murugappa Group. So let's try and find out their big growth strategy, and for that we have been joined by Mr. Jalaj Gupta of Montra Electric onto the show. Hi Jalaj, so good having you on the channel today. Thank you so much for your time. I'm sure it's been an exciting time for Montra Electric as well. But before we deep dive into your product strategy, firstly, why don't you help us understand more on what does it really mean to be a part of that large umbrella beneath that Murugappa Group? How does that really help you to grow your product strategy, get to the capex, and experience that scalability?
Yeah, firstly, thanks, Srishti, for having me on the show. It's a pleasure being part of this particular show. Now, with regards to the question that you asked, so Murugappa Group, certainly you're right, has helped us tremendously. It's one of the India's oldest group. The Murugappa Group legacy goes back 125 years from now. It's a group which is into various businesses. We have some 34 different business entities, 10 listed companies. We are present in 30 plus countries. We have about 1 lakh plus of manpower. With this kind of strength of the group, about a couple of years ago, the group looked at what are the possible areas which could be the sunrise industry for the country. And among others, electric commercial vehicles or electric commercial mobility, as a segment is one that was identified by the group. And that's where in 2022, Montra Electric, which is the brand name or goes by the company name of TI Clean Mobility, that was born. When it comes to that, are we leveraging or do we get an advantage when it comes to the group's presence in the various segment? Answer is absolutely yes. We do get the advantage. We do take the leverage from the group's presence. Having said that, each of the company is run by the respective CEOs, and there are governing boards for the respective companies. So whatever help, whatever leverage is possible at an arm's length distance, we definitely try to leverage it. But at the end of the day, it's let the best player in the market win. That's the policy with which they go by. That's the policy with which we also go by.
You have a multi-category approach from three-wheelers to small commercial vehicles and then tractors as well. Why don't you help us understand that how is this architecture working for you? What are the synergy benefits that you are experiencing?
Yeah, so you are absolutely right. There are very few players, if I may say in all humility, who have taken this bold step of entering into 4 segments at the same time, right? Normally you would go one by one, go sequentially, but we have decided to enter into all the 4 segments. It shows 2 things. One, it shows our conviction into how we see Indian electric commercial vehicle space panning out, because we have committed ourselves for only electric commercial vehicles. So it shows our conviction that we are convinced that there is enough play available in the electric commercial vehicle market in the country. That is number one. And number two, it also shows the seriousness that we have as a group to be present in that space and make a difference. So that's explaining the logic as to why we decided to get into all the 4 segments together. Now coming to your specific question, yes, there are definite synergies which are available across the 4 platforms. So if you look at any electric vehicle, especially electric commercial vehicle, the battery, the motor, the charger and the controllers, These are the common, architecture when it comes to any electric commercial vehicle. And I will say these are the brain and the heart of the vehicle. So in terms of, and these are also the areas which is battery, motor, chargers and controller, whereby a lot of innovation, a lot of supply chain related issues, a lot of dependency on these particular critical areas are there, be it a tractor category or a big commercial vehicle or a three-wheeler. So we thought that, and it's playing out this way, that these particular areas, the common R&D team that we have got for this specific force, I'll say aggregates at a central level is helping, provide a common, not I'll say common, but accelerated service, accelerated support to the respective business division in their product development cycle.
Okay, now let's talk about the small commercial space as well. Believe that you have entered the electric small commercial vehicle with Aviator. Help us understand more on the demand trends. What kind of a demand are you experiencing? Which are some of the core segments or sectors that you are getting the most of the demand from? And what's the outlook looking like?
So ESCV space is, I will say, at a very nascent stage in terms of its electric vehicle adoption. What has got solved in India when it comes to the small commercial vehicle space is the last mile mobility, which is the sub 2-ton segment. The product that we have launched, which is the Aviator has been launched in the segment of 2 to 3.5 ton. It has a payload of 1.5 tons and it comes with a gross vehicle weight of 3.5 ton. But believe me, this is a segment which in my view will grow extremely fast because this segment can solve the problem of mid-mile, number one. Number two, there are very specific applications which are emerging whereby, switching to a electric small commercial vehicle makes perfect economic sense for any customer. So, take for example, somebody like a DHL or somebody like a Blue Dart. So DHL today uses Aviator model and they do Chennai Bangalore or Bangalore Chennai, regularly on the electric Aviator, and it is making perfect economic sense for them to do it. Likewise, waste management. So we have recently executed 100 vehicle order for electric small commercial vehicle for medical waste collection and disposal. So there are specific applications which are soon emerging. The idea is that whatever application we win in, let's say, one part of the geography of the country, how do you horizontally deploy it very, very fast across the country? Because similar kind of applications exist everywhere else also in the country, in the states and in the geographies, right? So the idea is how soon can you develop very good end use cases for the electric small commercial vehicle and thereby horizontally deploy it. It requires hard work. It requires going and meeting and convincing the end user. The entire lead time from the inquiry to the cracking of the first order takes a lot of time. But once you have cracked it, then the same customer comes back to you for repeat order because you have established an end use case.
Okay, quite an interesting one. But with respect to your three-wheeler space, there you are expanding at quite a faster rate. Help us understand more on that. What sort of a targets that you have set for FY26 and actually which product lines will help you gain that?
India today is the largest electric three-wheeler market in the world. And if I have got my figures right, we contribute about 55% plus market in the world is accounted by Indian industry. So that's first point. Second, this again market is a market which has seen a hockey stick curve kind of a uptick when it comes to the electric vehicle adoption. So if you look at, and the best part is that this particular adoption has come from all over the country. It's not that it's the metros which has taken to this adoption. Even the hinterland of the country in UPs, and so UP, for example, is the largest market for electric three-wheelers in the country. Lucknow, Kanpur, etc., Bihar, Northeast. Now, these are not the market which will come to your mind when you think of electric three-wheelers, right? So the space is expanding. About 30% plus of the electric three-wheelers passenger which get sold in the country today are electric, and this trend is only increasing. The other part of the question to you is what are our plans? So we have very aggressive plans. We introduced our products about 1.5, 2 years ago. Our scale up in volume has not been as per our satisfaction due to multiple reasons. But now I think we have got our act together, both on the product front as well as on the network front, as well as our communication front, etc. And we see a good scale up of our volumes happening from quarter 4 onwards, going into the next year. On your specific question of which category will drive growth in this particular segment, so there are three broad segments in the three-wheeler category. One is actually two. One is the passenger movement, second is the load movement. Within passenger movement, there are two sub-segments. One is called the L5M category, and the other one is called the L3 category. Now, L3 category is the one which is, I'll say, unregulated category. There are about 200, 250 plus players playing in this particular category. There we are seeing government tightening the nose when it comes to safety standards and other various regulation. So we see that happening. But between the three category, it is the L5M category which is driving the volume.
All right, but what the customers can expect next? Tell us more on that. Any new area that you are exploring at this point in time under TI Clean Mobility?
So we have a full product portfolio plan which has been worked out. The complete details, of course, I can't share over here, but the only one or two pointers that I can give to you is that if we have decided to enter into the all four categories, right? I mean, we cannot be a one player or a one product player in these four categories, right? If you enter into these four different categories, we need to have product which as per us, or which will make sense for the customer from an economic viability point of view. The larger point, Srishti, that I'm trying to make is that in today's day and age, the electrification rate, or no customer will buy an electric vehicle because there is an environmental concern or there is a ESG benefit. No, those are the added on feature. The core has to be that it has to be making economic sense. That TCO, total cost of ownership, for having an electric vehicle has to be much lower than the other category, diesel or petrol or other fuel category. So with that particular trend, we are identifying, or we have already identified, which are those applications in each of the four category that we are present in, whereby electric commercial vehicle will make the needle move for the customer. And we are working on it with whatever constraint of a startup and multiple competition which are there. And I think we have a robust product portfolio plan which is in place at least for next couple of years.
All right, but what the customers can expect next? Tell us more on that. Any new area that you are exploring at this point in time under TI Clean Mobility?
So great question. In terms of our volume scale up, or in terms of our top line plans, the big commercial vehicle, the heavy commercial vehicles, which go with the name of Rhino, they are an extremely important cog in the wheel for us. That's the first point. Second, here again, what I said about the applications is the route that we have taken, and it has given us success. We are seeing similar kind of movement or similar kind of electrification happening when it comes to steel segment. We anticipate a similar adoption to happen by ports. So the larger point I'm trying to make is that will all the applications of the truck, the big truck, shift to electric? Answer is no. But there would be certain applications where the shift or the electrification can be as high as 50 to 60%. Because again, it will make economic sense to have the trucks in you transporting those goods. Now, the specific question that you asked about the long range and the range anxiety. So you are bang on. The current battery packs which anybody, including us or the competition, is offering is solving the problem up till 200 plus minus kilometers as far as the trucker is concerned. To solve the and on top of it, 70% of the trucks, they do long haul in the country. So which means that if truly the scale up of the electric commercial vehicle, the big truck has to happen, we have to crack the long haul market. And there are plans and we are working on it. There are two ways you can crack the long haul. One is have a very high battery pack, and along with it, when I say high battery pack, means high capacity battery pack, and along with it have a fast charger. That's one way you can crack it. The second way, which a developed market in electric commercial vehicle like China has cracked, is to have a swappable battery technology. So in China, we have seen it's a beautiful mix of about 65% is, a fixed batteries with higher capacity, which go in long haul. About 35% today is swap, but whatever our information says, the market is very soon, very fast adopting to swappable battery technology for long haul.
And lastly, Jalaj, had to ask you about this, and that is about the e-tractor space. Because in India, it's still at quite a nascent stage because the kind of population it will be catering to, they need quite an assistance. But give us some more sense that how do you see this particular space evolving? And along with that, what sort of a technological shift do you see in the overall tractor industry along with the demand trends that you foresee?
So, because we are so confident is the reason we entered into it. So that's the, I answered the second part of your question. B, again, the way today we are seeing it, the electric tractor is that there are very specific and very good end use cases in the industrial and the B2B segment, which have a liking for the electric tractors. So take for example the biogas plant or the compressed biogas plant, which is a next big thing happening in the country, or the plants which are into renewable energy, etc. Or let's say at airport, electric tractor application, or let's say solid waste management within the city. These are the specific industrial and B2B application which we see great potential for agricultural tractor, the current range that we have got. If the specific question is that, so for example, we all know that India is the largest diesel, or India is the largest tractor market in the world by volumes. If the question is that how soon we see the farmer or the average farmer using the electric tractor, I'll say it is a couple of years away. But what will happen is, again, there would be certain type of application. So take, for example, grapes, or take vineyards, where you can use an electric tractor for spraying, etc. There are specific application which will adapt and which will take to electric tractors. The migration to the normal farmer running an electric tractor in the farm is going to take some time owing to various factors, be it infrastructure, be it financing, be it their adaptability to a electric tractor. That's going to take time. But we feel and we are confident that the kind of growth plans in terms of volumes and in terms of revenues that we have got, the existing industrial and B2B end use cases, and some of the specific agricultural applications like horticulture, etc., are good enough to fulfill those dreams of ours.
All right, Jalaj, with this, we let you go. So good having you on the channel today. Thank you so much for your time and looking forward to more. All right, but with this, viewers, it's time to wrap this edition of the Motown Show. Yes, indeed, it was the commercial vehicle special edition, and we have experienced that, yes, the companies are moving forward in terms of the technologies, and new transformations are definitely breaking through. All right, but with this, viewers, it's time to wrap this edition of the Motown Show. Yes, indeed, it was the commercial vehicle special edition, and we have experienced that, yes, the companies are moving forward in terms of the technologies, and new transformations are definitely breaking through.